The first principle of Solid is SRP, or Single Responsibility Principle, that we can define in this way: one reason to change and single responsibility. The first one means a class or method should have only one reason to change, which I will explain more. According to the second one, when a class has more than one responsibility, there are also more reasons to change that class. Let's understand the definition and then we will see some examples. One reason to change. This means a method should have one duty or responsibility. For example, if you are creating a method to save a record, you are not allowed to write any other code like logging, and in this way, you have only one reason to change this method. If you got any problem with saving the record in the database, you will modify the save method. But if there were a problem with logging, you would not change the save method. You will change the logging method. So, let's see some examples in action. I've created a .NET Core console application, which you can find any principle in its directory. In this project, we have some requirements. We need to store our employees' information in a database, which you can see our database is a list for the sake of simplicity. And also, I've created a class called Employee Services, which contains an add method and takes an employee and add the employee to the database. But also, after adding employee to the database, it's logging a message. And as you can see, we have the logging logic in the add method. But we learned we cannot have two logics in one method. Or let's say in a better way, each method should have one responsibility. If this method is an add method, it should have the responsibility of adding an employee to the database, not logging messages. Let's correct our mistake. I'm going to copy these codes, or maybe cut them, and I'm going to create a class called Logger. In this class, I'm going to create a public method called log, which takes a string called log message. And I'm going to paste the code I've copied. Let's add our namespaces. And now we have done. Let's go back to our Employee Services class, and now we can use Logger class and log method. And also, we need to clear this message and get the log message from the input. Now it seems okay. We have a method called add, which has only one responsibility. That responsibility is adding an entity to our database.